Hello, Vladek. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm doing well. What do you think of the Holocaust? And if you had the possibility to go back in time and do something differently, what would you do?
Um, the Holocaust was definitely terrifying. It cost me a lot of money and family members and friends. If I could do something differently, I would definitely save Rishir and all of my family members by traveling somewhere else, like in America or even Asia, if possible.
How is your life today different from your past life?
Um, I don't like my new wife. I don't like Mala. I definitely like Anya way better. I miss Anya a lot. She was the love of my life, and I could never find another person just like her again. And
Uh,
I miss my family.
what would it take for you to what sacrifice would it take for you to save Anya?
I would sacrifice everything. She was the love of my life, and I would definitely give everything I can for her. I wish she was here today with us, still alive.
Describe your relationship with your with Artie.
I think it's not bad. Uh, well, I definitely care about him. I give him wooden hangers. I give him my coat. I think he appreciated it. Although I throw away his coat, but it was pretty ugly. So, um, yeah, it's it's not bad, I guess.
What is your point of view about friendship?
There's no such thing as friendship. You see, if I put you and your best friend in a room right now without food nor water for a whole week or even month, and now you see what a true friend is. There's no such thing as a friend.
Why do you pick up trash when you can afford everything? You're so rich.
Um, well, you never know. You need to get prepared. You need to save money. Money is the thing that saved me in the Holocaust. Without money, I wouldn't be able to pay people to house me. I wouldn't be able to survive. So money is an important thing. We need to save it. So you never know. Just gotta prepare yourself. hmm
What do you think about your son's graphic book?
Um, it kind of looks like a comic book to me, but I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. My story is pretty interesting. I don't really like to look at comic books and read comic books, but I think this one is pretty interesting. It kind of reminds me of what's his name again? Um, Walt Disney, I think. Yes.
If you don't like Mala, then why not divorce her? Divorce her, sir.
Um, I need somebody to understand my pain. She's one of the only girls who survived the Holocaust that I know of, and it's important that somebody understands your pain. And I also need somebody to take care of me. I haven't been taught to do a lot of cooking and that kind of stuff. So definitely need somebody to take care of me.
Mm. Use one word to describe Anya.
That's a hard question right here. But I would definitely use loving because she was a loving wife. I loved her a lot. And all her actions were loving based, meaning she did everything with her heart. She was a very loving person. And that's why I really fell in love with her. I truly love her, and I wish she was really here with us today.
What do you think of the current world laws and policies that protect you from any harm?
Uh, I don't trust that. I don't trust that because during the Holocaust, human rights and those were laws was supposed to protect us, but it didn't. We were completely like destroyed by the Nazis. Although the world imposed some laws and anti-homicide policies. So I do not trust that. I always need to be prepared for anything.
How can you remember every single detail from the Holocaust?
Because it was a very traumatizing experience. It's impossible to get it out of my head, and especially because it was connected to Anya. I deeply love Anya, and everything that's related to her is unforgettable. Like I could literally remember every single joke, every single story I told her, every single second moment I spent with her.
Speaking of jokes, what was one example of a joke you told her?
Um, so I remember that time, one time at the mental hospital with her. I told her one joke about rats. It was about rats. So why are rats so bad at taking pictures? It's because every time they say cheese, they just go away and search for cheese. Ah, those good old memories.
Do you ever have any nightmares about the Holocaust or any past events that were related to it? And do you fear that they can happen again?
Yes, I often get nightmares about a lot of my close friends and family members dying. Um, I get a lot of memories like back flowing back in my mind, and it's very terrifying.
Mm.
I'm really scared about this event happening again since you never know. Like I said, um, I pretty much get nightmares every night. It's very
Mm.
annoying to have those nightmares because it every time every morning I just like wake up crying because of those bad memories.
And how long did this thing affect you, the Holocaust?
Ever since it has started until now, it is still affecting me. I miss a lot of people. I miss my son, my wife, my parents, my step parents as well. I miss everybody, and it's still affecting me right now because, like I said, all of those memories are still haunting my mind.
How do you feel about the Adolf Hitler, who was responsible for all this?
Um, he was definitely a very cruel man. Oh, I wish I could see him with my bare eyes because I hated that man. It's because of him that most of my family members died. He's very cruel, and I definitely don't do not want somebody like him to be on the throne again.
Mm. Did you ever lose faith in your religion, which is Judaism, or your God, or your prophet, or your Jewish prophet, because of what happened here? Because in the Holocaust, obviously, Jewish people became vulnerable. So as a result of that, did you ever question the existence of the God and how he was not able to assist you in these dark times?
Oh, I've definitely had very dark times when my faith in God was very dim. However, my religion, my people, my family has taught me to always keep up the faith. I try to not get discouraged and always try to think positive, especially when Anya's around me. But yes, and we actually ended up getting out of the Holocaust alive with Anya, and it's all that counts. But now that Anya is dead, I really
Mm.
I'm really depressed.
Mm. I want to turn to another topic, which is still going on, and it involves a Jewish lives. The Israeli and Palestinian conflict has been going on for 70 years and has resulted in many Jewish deaths. What are your thoughts about that?
The war is very unnecessary. It endangers a lot of people and creates cases of PTSD, just like me. I do not wish for other people to experience what I've been through. It's very terrifying and horrifying experience to go through. So I do not wish for anybody else to go through the same thing.
Uh, what went through your mind when you would see Nazis as you walked in the street, or the Gestapo, which were very much supported by the Nazis?
So the first time I saw Nazis, I remember was at the mental hospital with obviously my loving wife Anya, and I did not think they would harm us. I did not expect them to come all the way to my home, to my house. I thought they would just stay there and then not really impact us until the day when I came back and I saw them ravaging the shops and everybody. And like, it's really a case of racism because they are really just abusing us, the Jews. And I really honestly didn't think of that. But then after, when I knew what they were going for and what they were doing, I was very terrified to see a Nazi in the street. I would just always think he would come up to me and then shoot me in the head because I was a Jew.
Hmm. Um, if you had a chance, would you have taken the very unhealthy diet to not go in the army?
Um, so the diet my dad made me go through the first year was extremely hard. I decided to not do it again the second year, but it was a mistake. By avoiding it, by avoiding the diet, I put myself at risk, and it almost cost my life. I actually ended up killing somebody. That's true sadness because I do not wish that to happen to any of my family members. I also got to go to a prison. I worked a lot there, and it was really tiring and exhausting. So I actually wish I could go back in time and do that diet.
Hmm. And last question, do you blame yourself, or do you have any second thoughts about Anya's death?
It is partly my fault for not being more comforting and affected towards her. I did everything I could, but it wasn't enough. I could have done better. I wish she could have been with us today, and her loss was the most tragic thing that happened in my whole life. I really wish I could do something about it if I knew earlier. I would definitely try my best to convince her otherwise. And yes,
Hmm. Thank you for your time, Vladek. We wish you well.
thank you. See you soon.